Hi, my name is Georgia Simonson, and this is my TPACK presentation. So the unit I'll be teaching for these 6 different lessons will be in horticulture, and 3 lessons will be on plant anatomy, and then 3 more lessons will be on planning a plant sale and using technology for that. So before we start, here's the Bloom's taxonomy just as a overview, and we have the remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and then we'll end with create. So first is remembering, which is when memory is used to produce definitions, facts, or lists, or to recite or retrieve material. So for this lesson, plant anatomy, students will be able to identify and locate the different parts of a plant. So for technology integration on this, I chose to use Quizlet for students' individual practicing. And in Quizlet, they can make their own flashcards and be able to work on remembering different parts of the plants. And then they can also utilize that in the classroom by using Classroom Jeopardy and making a game out of it to see what the students remember on the different parts of plant anatomy. So for the next lesson, we're going to delve into that deeper and work on the students' understanding, which is constructing meaning from different types of function. So the objectives for this lesson will be that students will be able to compare different parts of plants, and students will also be able to classify plants as dicots or monocots. And for this lesson, the tech integration would be Evernote, and for this, the students would be able to be using their devices by interactively writing notes in order for their understanding, and then also the Cyber Science 3D program. And you can see in this specific picture how the students can construct plants and they are able to see the different parts, and it's a more interactive way to help with their understanding. So moving on is applying and carrying out or using a procedure through executing or implementing. And this is a part of the lesson when the students will implement their knowledge of different plant parts by uploading images of different plants into a presentation. And for this lesson, the tech integration would be either Jing, Animoto, or Prezi. And the goal of this is for the students to go out and be able to have a more hands-on approach of learning the plant parts and applying that knowledge by seeing different plants, taking pictures of them, and putting them together in a way where they can show their understanding and apply that by making a presentation. And the good thing about the presentation is not only do the students have that chance to apply their knowledge, but they can share that with their teachers and also with other students. So that is the plant anatomy section using the understanding, remembering, and applying. And then for next lesson, we're going to do planning a plant sale. And this is going to be broken into a few parts, and the first is analyzing, and this is where the students are breaking material or concepts into parts, determining how the parts relate or interrelate to one another or to an overall structure or purpose. And when planning this plant sale, the students will need to conduct surveys to gather information on costs, plant varieties, and customer demand. And then the students will organize and compare the data. So in order to do this, there's different tech integration that will be used. First of all will be the surveys, And for the surveys, the students can use SurveyMonkey or Google Forms, and this is to find the interest of what will be sold at the plant sale or any information they need in order to make the plant sale work. So for SurveyMonkey, they can make surveys to send out to parents, other teachers, other students, members of the community. Another way would be Google Forms, and this way they can gather information through the forms and then also use Google Sheets to analyze the data a little more, which we'll talk more about in the next lesson. But then also Venn diagram by Read, Write, and Think. This is how they can look at their data and organize it in a way that's very interactive. So moving on to evaluating, this is when the students will be making judgments based on criteria and standards through checking and critiquing. So the objectives of this lesson is that students will evaluate their work through collaboration with other teachers, florists, farmers, or pretty much anyone that has worked in a plant sale where they can gather information from them. And then students will also check and critique each other's work through a platform such as Glogster. And different ways that students can collaborate. You can use a number of social media sites in order to talk with or collaborate with professionals, but Flipgrid would be a good one. It's a very good, easy platform. Both parties would need to have Flipgrid, but especially for other teachers, that's something that the teacher could help set up. And then Google Sheets and Google Docs is another way to collaborate in order to evaluate information. And also Glogster is a way where students can put their thoughts and ideas in a poster form and easily share it with others. So lastly, what is the creating aspect of Bloom's taxonomy? And this is putting the elements together to form a coherent or functional whole. So all the work of surveying and collaborating with others, gathering information, and finding out what the students are going to need for the plant sale. Their final project, obviously before having the plant sale, is to design a website advertising and providing information of the sale, and the students will plan and implement many different features in the site using video, blogs, animation, giving information such as costs for things, the mission statement for the sale, and this gives a chance for the students to work together and put all their work together in one platform. And the tech integration for the creating aspect would be Weebly, Wix, Google Sites, and also YouTube, among others, when adding videos or any other aspects as far as that goes. So, in conclusion, these lessons in horticulture, and then plant sales could also be used under like agronomy, but it's all a part of using all this different sort of technology in order to cover all aspects of Bloom's taxonomy while at the same time integrating technology. So thank you for listening. I hope this was some sort of help in any way. There's a reference of where I got all the quotes for each of the Bloom's taxonomy. Thanks for listening and have a wonderful day.